In episode 1 of the Bike Touring Türkiye series, we flew from Toronto, Canada to the city of Kayseri in central Türkiye. We reassembled our bikes, learned a valuable lesson about midday heat on our first riding day, and made a few new friends. You can find the link to episode 1 in the video description below. Today we begin by heading for the town of Göreme in the Cappadocia region. As our ride takes us closer to Göreme, we begin to see the first hints of the rocky peaks and incredible landscapes we are about to be surrounded by. We made it. This is our little kind of like cave hotel. It's a big mess. Obviously, our stuff is everywhere.
They were nice enough to let us bring our bikes in.
Oh, that was so nice. Yeah, such a help. It's so stressful. They suggested at first that we could put it out in like the reception area, and it's just, you know, your bike is your means of everything on a bike tour. So we're really grateful to have it in our little suite, and now we're gonna head out and explore a bit. We make our way through the streets of Göreme and out to the open air museum, which was the site of a monastery and living space from as early as the 4th century. It is incredible to see the churches, chapels, dining halls, and sitting rooms that were carved out of rock so many years ago. The museum is quiet, and we enjoy taking in the Byzantine paintings and frescoes hidden inside such magnificent rock formations. We hike up to a high point to take in the vastness of this otherworldly landscape. And then it's time for bed, as the hot air balloons the area is so well known for only fly at sunrise. We wake at 5 a.m. and make our way through Göreme and up a steep climb to a high point we think, based on Google Maps Street View, should look out over the balloons from the road. We don't expect it to be the most isolated spot, but it's on our way and seems like the best we'll find, given that we aren't the most diligent when it comes to researching attractions. But when we get up to the top, we notice a quiet dirt road in the opposite direction. We follow a hunch and make our way along this isolated stretch. Pretty soon, the sunrise and dozens of balloons are in full view. We find a spot all to ourselves, looking out over the valley below, the indescribable rock shapes, and the early morning sky full of balloons. In this moment, I am reminded of one of the many reasons I am grateful for bicycle travel. You can experience places that would be difficult or even nearly impossible to reach by other means of transportation. I have no doubt seeing hot air balloons float over the valley would be beautiful from anywhere. But there is something extra special about feeling as though you have them all to yourselves. As the sun continues to rise and the balloons begin to disappear from the sky, we take in the view one last time and hop back on the road. Soon enough, though, it's breakfast time. It's so much harder than at home. Oh, that was good. It's our first time on this one. It takes a little working in, I guess. Mm-hmm. Check that out. Woo. Okay, let's try it. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm pretty happy. And check out our little puppy friend. We've been warned about the wild dogs in the mountains, and we don't doubt how intense they can be, and we are a little nervous about encountering them. But all the dogs in the city so far are just like the sweetest. They just like follow you or look at you, or most of the time are just like sleeping. They're just like hanging out. Look at this little wait weenie over here. I love him so much. Wait, he's gonna squeeze out. Wait, I won't even tell you what he's gonna do. Ready?
When you don't have a lot of space in your bags, like I don't, you really do need to save space wherever you can. And there's a lot of dead air in this pistachio milk. And look at that.
You're right.
Look at that.
Wow. Let's check that out. Wow.
Look at that profile.
Wow. So thin.
Yep.
What a goof.
I'm pretty happy with myself.
You should be.
Yeah.
Our path takes us through the town of Uchisar, which has sat high atop a hill for centuries. This means a pretty hefty morning climb is in order, along plenty of cobblestones. We continue on, passing by more incredible rock carvings along some quiet roads, some busier ones, and even a beautifully tiled bike path. We make it to the town of Derinkuyu and enjoy a big Turkish meal complete with salads, flavorful spiced meats, and of course, baklava.
Oh my gosh. Can I do this gracefully? Probably not.
So good.
It's so good.
We just had an amazing lunch and did not film the less glamorous side of bike touring, which is all the planning and all the decision making. We had a route planned. We'd found this super cool route from Ryan Wilson. His Instagram handle is rmdub, and he had done a whole bunch of cool routes around Turkey, and we had picked out two that we thought we could accomplish in this tour, and one of them was through the Aladagir Mountains. Is that what it's called?
Not sure.
Something along those lines. If I remember what it is, I'll put it here. But as it got closer and closer and we were looking at kind of the road conditions and the climbing and, you know, dealing with the climbing and the heat that we already have in these few days, it started to feel a little out of our depth and what our bicycles are capable of right now. So instead, we are going off plan, making a new plan, and we'll see how it goes. We're going through some mountains, but on a smoother road. How busy it's going to be is hard to say. What the scenery is hard to say. We really have no information. So let's go do that.
We don't even know where we're staying tonight yet.
We don't even know where we're staying tonight yet. The magic of bicycle travel. We decide to spend the night in Derinkuyu to replan our upcoming route. As luck would have it, Derinkuyu is home to the largest excavated underground city in Türkiye. It is believed to have been built around the 8th century, and it extends down into the earth a whopping 85 meters. It is large enough to have housed as many as 20,000 people, along with their livestock and food stores. There are many rooms and tunnels to explore, and large stone discs that were once used to seal off the different sections of the underground city. Oh, and a giant ventilation shaft. It also makes for a refreshing change in temperature from our riding days.
It's chilly.
This place is perfect for me. Who said there's not enough space in here?
Not exactly the best activity for a light bike day where we bike less kilometers and relax and sightsee, just walking up and down like 10 stories, but it's pretty cool. I think this is my favorite part of the whole thing, is this winery area where you can see where they would have crushed the grapes, and the grapes would have gone through these little holes they dug and then into basins on other side. Or at least that's what we think it is, because we didn't get any kind of tour, so we're just making it up as we go. But that seems pretty logical to me. One thing we've found with some of the attractions is that they're so incredible and so historic, but there aren't necessarily a ton of signs. There's often like guides that you can hire on the sites, but we haven't been just because it's more money and we're trying to be on a budget, and also we kind of like just wandering at our own pace and making up stories. So welcome to what we think is the kitchen, or at least some kind of dining hall. So we think that this is some kind of oven,
And then up here was maybe where they stored food. And then this is maybe like a dining table or something, you think?
Definitely.
A not at all necessarily accurate historical interpretation, if you will. A quick internet search afterwards teaches us this room was actually likely used as a religious school. So maybe we aren't always right, but we have fun nonetheless, and eventually learn a thing or two along the way. After a restful night's sleep, we're back on the road. As beautiful as the Cappadocia region has been, we're excited to head towards some less touristic spaces. This quieter path we planned at the last minute does not disappoint. In episode 3, we are met with more kindness and hospitality than we know what to do with, and try our hand at wild camping in Türkiye for the first time. Be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss that video and the rest of the Bike Touring Türkiye series to come.